It doesn't seem possible. It's just too much of a reach. Science doesn't prove it. Where's the dead one? No one has a dead one. There aren't any bones. There's no teeth. A car would have hit one and killed it by now. I have hunted all my life and never seen one. I'm from the country, raised cows since I was born. I've been a logger for 30 years and never saw nothing. There's millions and millions of people on this earth. Someone would have a good video by now. All those cell phones, all those game cameras, where's one good picture? Valid. All valid points. Very logical, very sensible, very comforting. Until 800 pounds of legend shows up. Now you can smell him. His eyes luminesce. You're close enough to hear his voluminous breathing. Science and logic just caught the last bus out of here. You are now facing what shouldn't and can't be. Standing on the shards of a broken paradigm, you don't need a watch to know what time it is. It's 0 Squatch 30. Jim Smith, thanks a lot for coming into 0 Squatch 30 tonight. Really thanks for coming in, because I know this is an unusual set of circumstances on this, and we really appreciate you coming in to share your story with us tonight. For all the folks that are listening, maybe give us an idea of what the circumstances are of this particular sighting. What was going on? Just walk us into it. Lead us into it. What was going on, Jim?
It's a pretty unique circumstance. So I was growing weed with a guy, and we were just doing the average, whatever, guerrilla style growing. So you would go into a random spot, throw some plants, whatever. So we do this, and then 2 weeks later we go to our plants.
Okay, now let me stop you right there. Okay, so, all right, so we got a couple young guys, and
yeah,
you guys.
Yeah, we were young.
Okay, so you're putting your stuff out, and to the average person who maybe doesn't know the process on what we're doing, we're taking out some young plants. We're hiding them in the woods. You're getting them as hid as you can.
Yeah.
Obviously, just by the nature of this, you're going to be real remote where you're going with them.
Yeah. I mean, we're way back. Nobody's around. You're not.
And now, is this daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Okay.
Daytime.
All right, so you're sneaking in as stealthily as you can in the daytime,
Yeah.
into the deepest woods that you can possibly find.
Yes.
And you're taking these young plants out, and it's basically like you're moving tomatoes in a garden.
Yeah. They're just buckets. You're taking 5-gallon buckets.
That have plants in them.
They have a plant and the dirt and everything.
I want to have.
You just set it there.
Probably everyone understands this, but I just want to emphasize that you're trying to get as remote as you can, as far away from people as you can, as concealed as you can be.
Yeah, it's a scary place where we're at.
Okay.
It's swamp. It's got everything. That's what the terrain that we were in was actually swamp. Like, you had to have boots, to where even boots you went over. So, like, hip boots. I had hip boots that I wore. So
you and your partner are going into a swamp.
We put them out. Everything was cool. It's in this swamp, like I said. We all got wet the first time because we didn't realize how wet it was. But then put them there in buckets. So
Are you putting the buckets
in
close proximity to each other? Or are you putting one here and one way over there?
A 40-yard circle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's one here, one there, but all pretty, about 10, 15 yards apart, at least.
Okay.
First was on a tree. And 2 trees had fallen down, so there was a Y and a tree under it. So I could put a bucket right there, and then put a bungee over a tree, and then to another tree, and had it stabilized. And then the other buckets, we really just kind of put them in bushes that were growing up there. There were ferns, And I mean, these ferns were thick, so you just haul a spot out, and it basically was there.
So you're hiding these plants in the existing
Swamp
floor.
fern, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
into this ass that nobody would go into.
Righto.
No animal would even go into. I don't imagine. I can't see any. You know. So we do our thing. Everything's done. 2 weeks later, we come back, and the first.
Now, again, for the people that don't know how this works, you're coming back in 2 weeks. Are you coming
Just
back?
looking, and it's stormed. We just want to make sure none of the buckets take over.
Make sure everything's standing. Okay. All right, so it's a couple weeks later. You come back in on where you've got your stuff.
Yes, and we have the first bucket's knocked over. It's just not even there. It's totally off the two trees, and
This
it's
is the one
off
you
the
had secured.
side.
You had secured this one.
Yes,
Okay.
off, and now it's off the side. Plants laying there, and it's totally looks like I assume slugs had eaten it, and then we go to the next one. It's knocked over. Next one's knocked over. Next one's knocked over. Everyone was knocked over. We're like, oh my god. We're like, holy shit, we gotta secure these now. And then we secured the shit out of them by breaking sticks or like branches off, because you're in this thick ass swamp and there's little freaking 5-foot saplings that are you can break off and use for a stake. And we staked every plant down.
Okay, now let me ask you there. Was there ever a point in time where you thought somebody else is growing here and they found our stuff and they're sending us a message and they kicked these
No.
You're just thinking...
Never seen any people. I thought storm got it and slugs ate that. But now, it was just, you had to see it. It was like stripped, but the bottom was left. Stripped. Like nothing there, but the stick.
The roots and the stem are there. The green
Everything was there, just ripped out, and the greenery was gone. Like, maybe slugs did it. But it was done peculiar. So, I didn't even think twice about that. So now, we're gonna forward in now 2.5 months later.
Okay.
Now, it's come, we had went to them 2 other times that were fine. There, everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
Stakes were holding. So, now, we come to the first one and it's just gone. And I look down and the roots are all even dug out. And it's just like, and I, at the time, thought, or whatever. I didn't really know. I was confused on how something had tipped it over and dug it out and ate every bit of the root.
So, the stem and the greenery...
Everything's gone. Nothing's there.
Oh, okay.
Dirt that had been rummaged through.
Okay.
And bucket tipped over. Sticks tore out, gone. No sticks there at all. Not one stick in the ground. Nothing. Like it's wiped out, gone. Bucket over. Just dirt, like a quarter of the dirt left.
Well, now again, in this instance, did you think somebody?
No people. No.
You're still
thinking wildlife.
And you're in far enough that you know. So that really speaks a lot to how deep in the woods you are.
Yeah. I'm just and. So then we go to the next one and it's the same. Like, wow.
The whole shebang's gone.
Still, I'm not. It's just baffling to me what's going on. I'm just like, okay, this is gone. This sucks. And then again, and then again, and then again. All gone. All not there. All nothing. All roots gone. Just the buckets. Quarter of the dirt left. Every bucket tore over every stick out. No sticks left in any one. Nothing.
Now I got to
Bucket
imagine.
over dirt tore out. All the roots gone. Not one root.
I got to imagine that these plants are getting close to maturity. So
they were done. We were coming to pick them.
So they're heavy. That each plant's gonna with the roots.
They weren't huge
by
any means, but they were decent. Yeah, they were gonna be. Yeah. They're not heavy. The plant themselves not heavy, but at least you know what?
Okay.
With everything, you know.
Everything's relative. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how heavy they're going to be, but they're going to be heavy.
It wouldn't be
5
sensible.
plants is going to be a bundle.
It wouldn't be sensible for somebody to take the roots with them.
But
it wouldn't be sensible to take the roots with them if somebody.
We hadn't seen them for a month, so maybe they had done it one by one. But you know, I don't know what order they went down or anything like that, or if it all happened at once.
Right.
I assumed that it happened, you know, like he waited after. If it is Sasquatch, he waited and then said, I'm going to wait till these buds are nice and eat it when it's all nice and juicy.
Okay, so 5 plants are gone. The buckets are still there.
Everything's still there, yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking then.
Dirt strewed out of the bucket. Just
where do you think they went? Where do you think the plants went at this point?
Coming now, I was just thinking that coon. All I could think that the only animal that I could possibly imagine going in there was a coon. And but I just way into that swamp. I mean, to where I had to have boots, to where the last couple buckets. I mean, it was just strange to me. Now.
What's your partner thinking?
We're both just pissed, you know, because we'd already been up the road a long ways and had 2 other come up missing, but they were just gone too.
Now, when you walk in on your plants, is there a strong odor about them? Is something with a good nose would it find them easily?
Yeah, usually. So usually, generally good odor.
Okay.
So we're there. We gather everything, and actually we're so pissed we leave everything because the buckets are still kind of heavy. We're gonna come back. We come. Now you gotta come through this tunnel. This swamp is horrible. You had to come through this horrible brush tunnel and like all scrunch down, almost crawl for about 10 feet. So we come through that tunnel, and we both stand there and we're like, whoa. Okay, that is a smell I have never smelled before. Like, to describe it, I thought hard about this rotten meat, mink, musky meat,
right?
A musky meat smell. And then you come out of the swamp onto a beach, little beach, like, I guess, neck, I guess is what it would be called. And then the road's not too far. But it's a beach neck then to it. And we come up onto that beach neck, and then pow, it's just like in our face. Like that smell is like consuming us. Like it's there. Nobody's scared, but we're just all to this. Nobody's ever smelled that smell, ever. Never.
Right.
You know, it's just.
And it's that kind of smell you can step in and step out.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing you've ever smelled, so you're just like, wow. Huh. And then now, I actually said to him, dude, I think Sasquatch stole our weed. And he just kind of like laughed it off, and I'm like, I'm telling you, what is that smell?
Right.
And then he kind of chuckled, and he was going to come here, but he didn't. He couldn't make it. His kids.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's the odor. The odor that you cannot explain.
In the area where you were in, this is an area it's kind of infamous and known for activity.
Yeah.
And I know the area. I've walked in there before, and it is as remote as it gets.
It's scary because you're off a road, you know.
Yeah.
It's horribly remote.
I think about, like, I know woodchucks will eat roots. I know deer will eat the tops.
Yeah.
I know different animals will feast on different parts.
It just happens that you pull the plant out, hang it upside down, and the most THC supposedly in the roots, and it runs out of the root. Some people rip it out of the ground, put it right in boiling water, and then hang it upside down. Mm-hmm. So shoots some THC out of
Right.
the roots, but bottom line, there's a lot of THC in the roots.
Right. Well, but there's no animal that goes with the whole plant. Like, I don't care if you're growing corn.
There would have been something there, you would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, no animal is going to consume the
You
entire
would have thought
plant.
there would have been something there. All I could have thought is I hadn't been here in a month. You know, because we had seen him a month before that, and everything was cool. We're like, yeah, looks good. We'll come here next time, and it'd be it. Because we didn't, this spot you don't like to go there much, but it's remote enough you don't have to worry about it. But you don't want to be seen there lots,
Right.
Even coming in and out of whatever.
Yeah. I would love to get a hike into this location just to see, like, what kind of tree structure and all that kind of stuff is
I'll
around
take
it.
you right where it's at. 'Cause it's
Man.
easy to get there, man.
Yeah. It just that's the part that really gets me.
It's so scary. That the swamp is just scary, intimidating.
Yeah. And that's just what you would want for what you're doing and all that kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. That you need it basically
Yeah.
because everything looked good.
Yeah, except for
I don't know.
you had company in the woods, and
Yeah, right.
he was there before
He
you.
watched. I don't know if he was thinking maybe I was dropping him some more off.
It was nice of him. It was nice of him to wait for you to get the plants done.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that was his friggin' thoughts. After he said, "Well, that was good, but it could have been better." Take a wait. Let's see what happened.
They couldn't went in there and munched on him after you had.
But like I
to
said, that last month, I don't know how long. I don't know what could have happened. But
Now, does the plant have the strong odor when it's younger, or is that something that comes about when it hits maturity?
it comes as it matures.
When it buds,
yeah,
that's when the odor starts coming off.
It'll, pretty much. They smell little when they're young, but they're only just a tiny little plant, so amongst everything else, it doesn't stand out.
When you got to smell, did you have the scary feeling when you got to smell, like because a lot of people say they have a feeling of fear or sickness or whatever.
I didn't have anything but confusion still. Like, what the hell was going on? Like, oh my god, could this be? Going, wow.
It's an omnivore.
Yeah.
And it eats so many things. There's one more thing you could add to the list. I mean, there's going to be
There's
some
everybody. There are so many people that eat marijuana.
Yeah,
It's just-
look at the health benefits.
Yeah, right. Right. He was not kidding around when he took everything.
Yeah,
And he's like, all right, I'm taking it. I'm going to take it all.
yeah.
He's greedy. At least leave me something, man. That's a lot of work, Bigfoot.
Well,
Come on.
if you ever decide to get back into that game, you have to try that sport.
It was a total bust. That was all 3 spots were busts, but the other spots we saw the plants. The buckets had flipped over, and the plant was there, dead, or whatever, because of the month. Like I said, it had been a month. A couple of them, they were there. We took them. That's here or there. The whole thing was a bust in our eyes.
Maybe Bigfoot's a teetotaler and he doesn't want people growing weed in his swamp.
Maybe he's a meat. We call him mad fisherman. People that just kill it. But it was gone. Usually, a mad fisherman like water it with diesel. Or I've had him do that. It's quite the mad fisherman.
Bigfoot.
Yep. Well, thanks for coming in and sharing your story. That's certainly one of the most lighthearted ones I've ever heard, and a memorable one too. And I sure enjoyed it. And thanks for giving me a walk down memory lane. And
Right.
great to have you.
I haven't grown up since then. I didn't mean to say that.
Well, thanks for having a good memory, and thanks for sharing. And be well, my friend.
Yeah, no doubt.